Hello fellow audio nerds, I'm Steph and this is Major Hi-Fi. So chances are you've heard of the Technica ATH-M60X, and the reason is because it really has won the hearts of music makers, producers, and audiophiles alike because of its big sound without the giant price tag. It's a really awesome headphone. Well, I'm really excited to share with you today the Technica ATH-M60X. It has the same 45mm drivers as the M50X, but it fits in this on-ear design. So it's a really cool, sort of more portable version of the M50X. So I guess the question is, how does it stand up to its iconic sibling? Well, today we'll try and answer that question for you with this review of the Technica ATH-M60X. Hey everybody, welcome to my place. So today I've got with me the Technica ATH-M60X, and I'm very excited to give these a listen. So yeah, let's see what's inside. Alright, so there are three cables here. One is the 3-meter straight cable. All of these cables have a 3.5mm connector, so this is the 1.2-meter straight cable. And then we've got the curly cable. There's also an adapter here that will screw onto all of them, all but the 1.2-meter straight cable. And also there's a bag. It's really nice, it feels strong, and it's a drawstring. Sweet, so here are the headphones. These are really quite cool. They're very compact actually, I like that. So the headband is pretty thin actually. It's really kind of like light, doesn't take up much space, but it feels durable. It's got these like metal extenders here and it just feels strong. It's also got, definitely has a bit of flexibility to it. Now these metal extenders, as you'll see, sort of connect right here to these, this Y-shaped yoke, and the ear cups will kind of rock a little bit, kind of modestly. It doesn't really turn to either side either. It's just sort of a very simple kind of way that it sits in the yoke. And then as for, there's some padding here. Let's see how it kind of feels. Yeah, they're super comfortable. And yeah, the padding is really nice and soft. It's kind of coated in that like pleather kind of material. But I really like it. It's really comfortable and feels balanced, well designed. And putting this on again, it doesn't really hug the head too tightly. It's sort of loose. It's a little bit loose actually, but that makes it really comfortable. It still feels secure though. I have no problem sort of moving around, and I'm not worried that it's gonna fall off my head or something. The only thing I wish about these is that they folded. You know, they're so small and compact. These would be great for listening on the go, but they don't really fold up or anything. So I'll sort of make sure that I kind of mess around with these a little bit throughout the week and see how that is for me. As for the ear cups, they're nice and small. They really sort of take the M50X and just like shrunk it down. So I really like the size of these ear cups. They're not bulky at all. They honestly, like, they kind of fit like over my ears, and I have kind of small ears though, so it definitely won't be the case like that for everyone. But if you have smaller ears, you might find these are sort of like a set of over ears. You know, in the specifications and everything, they're on ear. And I'll add to that I think because of the size and in relation to my ear, it feels actually pretty sound isolating. Definitely not as much as the bigger version, but still quite well done actually. Now these ear pads, it's sort of made of the same material as the headband, but they're really kind of thick and really soft. So they add a lot to the kind of the way these are so comfortable when they sit on your head. They don't feel like overbearing. It doesn't feel like they're making things unbalanced, and it doesn't feel too thin either. It feels really good and comfortable. So I like this a lot. And I think the thickness of these is especially good because sometimes with an on-ear headphone, you know, your ear will touch the ear cup inside, and that can be like make them kind of uncomfortable. But because these are so thick, like my ear isn't touching the ear cup at all. I feel like I could wear these for a very extended period of time and not have any problems. And then as for the cables, I like these. They seem really manageable. I like the, the various sizes, because if I was listening on the go, on an airplane, trying to get some work done, having the short cable would be like so clutch. But likewise, if I'm in the studio and I want to be able to move around my workspace, make changes on a knob or something, make changes to a compressor, for example, but still be wearing the headphones, I want this to be able to really stretch. So yeah, I think the cable selections here are great. I think the only thing that would make it better is maybe if the short one had like a microphone on it so that you could even use it for calls or something, but that's sort of me being super picky and looking for something to complain about. But overall, I think the cables, they seem really well made, durable. The connectors are just like all Audio Technica cables here. They're just high quality, made to be used a lot. So yeah, let's take a listen. Right now, I was just listening to a song called Life to Save by Hooray for the Riff Raff, and there's this big kick drum that's sort of going throughout the song, and it really sounded big and powerful with these really strong, creating a big kind of foundation. It didn't really throw off the rest of the mix or the balance of the headphones though, so it's like big. I really liked that. Sweet, and I guess likewise, I was just kind of checking the sub energy here, and I was listening to a song called I Feel Energy by the Dirty Projectors, and there's these sort of like electronic drums going throughout the song, and the rest of the instrumentation, horns, and it's sort of like mid-rangey. So yeah, I was getting a really nice sense of sub energy from those electronic drums, which really gave the whole song like so much more depth and excitement, I guess. Yeah, so I'm getting a sense that there's a bit of a high-mid boost, because I'm listening to Keith Jarrett's song So Tender, and the piano has like a lot of really nice attack. I'm also getting a lot of like detail with the cymbals, but at the same time I'm also getting a lot of energy from the stand-up bass, which sounds really awesome, especially because I'm also getting a sense for finger noise, fret noise, and it makes it sound more human, but it sounds really good. There's lots of detail there. This song sounds really great, listening to Neon Bible by Arcade Fire, and Win Butler's voice sounds very like airy. There's definitely a high frequency emphasis there, and because of that it sort of sits higher in the soundstage, and there's a lot of really awesome separation. I wasn't really getting any sibilance, but I am curious about how sibilance comes into play with these, just because there is that high mid boost, there is like some high frequency emphasis, so I'm gonna listen to something that might have a little bit more, might be more prone to experiencing sibilance with these. Yes, I was sort of right. I was listening to a song called Emotions and Math by Margaret Glaspie, and I was getting a little bit of sibilance, really just on the S's, and it's interesting because, yeah, that high frequency stuff in these adds so much detail to it that I'm almost willing to forgive that sibilance, if that makes sense. I'm sure it's the sort of thing that will really sort of depend on, your individual, your individual tastes and stuff with music, but yeah, so far these are sounding really good. Let's focus on the soundstage. Yeah, so I'm listening to a song called Tell You What I Know by Matt Duncan, and there's sort of a lot of different instruments going on, and I'm not getting a great sense of depth. In other words, the drums, the vocals, the guitars, the organs sort of sit in a similar place depth-wise, but I am getting a lot of space and separation from both the accuracy of the sense of width and also the dramatic sense of height because of the, low subbiness and then the high frequency emphasis as well. Alright y'all, well I'm super excited to spend some more time with these. Going to listen on a few different kind of systems just to see how it is with a different DAC and all that sort of stuff. But anyways, I'll check back in with you in a week and let you know what my final thoughts are. Alright, see you then. Overall, the low frequencies of these guys are big and substantial. They're really punchy, but it doesn't throw off the balance of the headphones. Rather, it just sort of creates this big, solid foundation underneath everything else. And because the sub-energy comes through really well, it really helps provide emotional impact for songs that rely on sub-frequencies and low-end energy to create that emotional impact. The high mids have a fair amount of emphasis, and likewise, the low mids are strong and powerful too. That's not to say that they're cloudy. It actually feels pretty even, but there is sort of a sense of roundness there that helps kind of give these headphones a little bit of character. And the high mids and the low mids sort of seem to stand out a little bit because it sounds like there's a little bit of a scoop in the rest of the mid-range, sort of leaving space for those high mids with the attack and the transients, and the low mids with sort of like the power and the big sort of roundness. Additionally, the highs are emphasized, and that gives these a lot of detail. And it also sort of brings these headphones into the realm of smiley face frequency response curve. So if you're the type of person that listens to kind of brighter jazz recordings or a lot of female vocals, you honestly might find these to be a little bit harsh or a little bit sibilant sometimes. However, if you're the type of person that really likes to hear that extra detail up there, I think you'll really, really like these. The soundstage on these is well done. You'll definitely get a really kind of accurate sense of height from this, especially because of the low frequency boom and subbiness and that high frequency emphasis. The sense of width is pretty accurate too. I will say that the sense of depth is mostly determined on the mix, and if the mix emphasizes the sense of depth, it will come through with these. If not though, it won't sort of provide any extra, if that makes sense. Overall, the Audio-Technica M60X has really awesome detail and punch. And it's also very comfortable and very compact. So I guess I would recommend these headphones most for, maybe you're a music producer who is on the go, you want something that you can, where you can hear your music in a really sort of like big and detailed way without having a giant pair of headphones on. And also audiophiles looking for that big sound in a small package, I think you'll also really, really enjoy these. Thank you so much for watching. For another perspective on these headphones, and also if you want to read about a direct comparison review between these and the M50X, be sure to check out the description box down below. I'm going to leave a link there to my colleagues' reviews on the Major Hi-Fi blog. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and for more videos like this, be sure to subscribe. Alright everybody, thanks. I'll see you next time. Bye.